Man, do we have some interesting stories for you guys today. So we're going to start with something fun. Crystal, we have a PornHub map.
Oh, boy.
We have a PornHub map. And I don't know if people know what this is or not, but every couple of years you get like these weird stories that come out about like, here's the #1 porn search in all the various states. This one's a little different. So it's the terms that are searched more often in each state when compared to all others.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this map is. It's not necessarily the #1 search in each state, but it's like this was something that was more popular in this state relative to other states. And there's some wacky stuff, man. There's some wacky stuff. I mean, look, there's also some stuff that I think is kind of wholesome.
Yeah.
So like we were just talking about before the cameras came on, in the state of Washington, what's searched more versus other states is sensual sex.
Which
is kind of adorable,
yeah,
right?
I also thought Minnesota, fitting with their like Minnesota nice thing, theirs is tickling.
See, I already disagree. That's weird. I don't think that's like, oh, I think it's like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, personally, I hate being tickled. Like, it makes me want to kill someone, but...
Yeah, and this is not like it's not like they're just looking for tickling videos. It's
right.
like somebody getting tickled while being jacked off or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so then it just becomes weird, right? Tickling is weird enough, but it's like when you're tickling and like, then it's like, why do you like this over other things?
I mean, I'm just saying, compared to some of the other things that are out here. Some of them are... Oh, go ahead.
So let's go ahead and dive into some of them. So I'll start with my home state, New York.
What do we got?
I don't even know what this means. It says body swap. Is it like some Freaky Friday situation where it's like you pretend like you're somebody else?
Did you watch the Black Mirror episode where it's like in this video game?
He's gay, but in real life he's not.
And it's like him and his best friend.
And then they tried it in real life and they were like, I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm not into this. But the one dude, the dude who's like the main character decides at the end of it, like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm going back to my wife at the end. But the one who he's friends with is like, oh, I'm all in. I love this. This is amazing. He's the one who got to pretend to be the woman in the sexual encounters. So maybe it's something like that.
But that's so weird. That's such a weird thing to search for. So your home state,
yes, Virginia, smoking.
Is smoking.
Which I assume we had a different interpretation of this. I was thinking it's like smoking hot XYZ.
No.
You were thinking
your mind
it's some
is
sort
not
of
dirty
like
enough.
Actual smoking fetish.
Guys, what you're seeing here is the difference between the female perspective and the male perspective. And I'm sure all the men out there watching this had the exact same reaction that I did when they hear smoking. No, it is a fetish involving smoking. It's like some woman smoking while sucking somebody off, or smoking while jacking somebody off, like, or smoking while getting fucked. Like, it's not just like smoking hot babe. It's not like some 1928 like, gosh golly, Jay Willikers, I want to see a smoking hot babe. See? Like, it's not that. It's always weird. Whatever you think, it's always the weirdest version of what you're seeing.
Okay. Texas, creamy.
So I put that in like the middle category in terms of grossness. Because it's like it's sort of just like cream pie type stuff, which is probably in the top 10 of porn searches. Like creamy is just like they want to see people nutting at people. You know what I mean?
Some of these were very specific. Like California, Asian stepmom. Very specific. Very specific. Florida was weird. It just is fantasy. That's very vague. Very unoriginal.
You know, that one I actually put more in the wholesome category.
Yeah.
Because it's like some lonely old dude who's single who's like, I wish I had a fantasy encounter. Fantasy pornography. They type in like that's what I see. That another really wholesome one in my opinion. Pennsylvania, big boobies.
Big boobies. Kentucky. There's a lot of boobies in here. Kentucky, bouncing boobies.
Like very Kentucky. That's such a very Kentucky answer.
Yeah. Oh, having lived in Kentucky, it's the perfect Kentucky answer. It makes all the sense in the world. You've got in New Jersey, Turkish. Okay.
Is there like a big Turkish community, or is there just like a big Turkish fetish or something?
It does seem like, you know, in some of the states, the demographic, that like the sort of like a minority demographic group apparently looms large in fantasy. Asian stepmom in California, there is a large Asian population there. New Mexico,
is there? How big is the Asian population?
Oh, it's pretty large.
Oh, it's large?
Yeah,
okay.
It's very significant, especially in and around San Francisco. Yeah.
And New Mexico is Native American, but the question is it like white people searching Native American, or is it Native American searching Native American?
I don't know.
See, I would venture to guess it's white people.
White people.
Yeah, but by the same token, in Louisiana, big black dick is what they have. And that's like, who's typing that shit in?
A lot of people. Definitely a lot of people.
But it's probably some old white dude with a tiny ass dick who's like,
well, that was.
I want to see a big black penis.
By the way, in Ohio, small dick. Small dick was the search. I feel like there was another state that also had something like small dick as the search. Utah, come on, Utah. Mormon? That's what you're searching?
Oh, come on.
Really?
Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. That's like not. That's not even wholesome. It doesn't reach the bar of wholesome. It's just like, what are you doing? That's what you type in when you want to jack off is Mormon?
Also, I found this interesting. Mississippi, obviously very conservative state, but their thing is furry.
Oh, I love it.
Furry. I think.
No, it's just furry. It's only furry.
F and something blue.
No, that's part of Alabama.
Oh, that's part.
And I think Alabama's is fucking myself.
Okay,
which
but yeah,
I don't get that either.
Mississippi
is furry.
Well, furry curious
so
over there.
There is, there's something here about the more like repressed
the more
states
taboo it
have
is.
the more freaky things. You know what I mean?
So?
I do. I think Arkansas is ass to mouth, right? So
Georgia is ebony solo. South Carolina high heels.
High heels?
That makes me think of Nikki Haley and all her talk about her fucking heels.
Oh, no. You think there's a connection?
I don't
no,
know.
There
it just
no,
came to
no,
mind.
No, no.
I don't think there's a connection.
No.
Missouri is perplexing. Transformation. What does that mean?
Missouri is transformation. Oh, maybe is that like a
is that
way to say trans porn that's like a new term, a way to get to it without just directly typing it in?
What came to mind for me was more this like body swap thing. Like maybe those were
I don't know,
similar.
Man. Kansas is weird with close up. That's gross.
Wisconsin, swingers.
Swingers in Wisconsin. That makes sense. There should be swingers in Wisconsin. It's cold as fuck. I thought the same thing when I saw Maine.
Yeah.
They have thruple in there, which
Thruple. Yeah.
How is that? Is that like a threesome? Or?
Yeah, that term surged in popular consciousness with that congresswoman, remember, who was forced to resign, and she was in a thruple relationship with.
Okay.
I don't remember, a staffer and her boyfriend or something like that. It was a thing.
Yeah, but anyway, it's cold there. And so you think like, man, I want body heat. You know what I mean? Give me two people here. North Dakota, apparently it's all 78-year-olds there because they type in loud, wet sex.
Wet sex. South Dakota, shower sex.
Montana getting freaky with BDSM.
Wyoming, goth.
Wyoming, goth. First of all, let's just be clear. That could literally be like 2 searches for goth because Wyoming has 7 people in it.
3 people in it.
Right? So
that's true.
Nebraska is rub. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, very generic.
No. Iowa is cartoon porn. If there's anything they like, it's corn and cartoon porn. That's what they're all about in Iowa. So let me ask you, what is the most wholesome one? And then what's the weirdest one to you?
Most wholesome one. I mean, your choice of sensual sex, that's very like, it's not just like some particular fetish or whatever. It's like, that's nice. I think you'd be hard pressed to find something more wholesome than sensual sex. I also have to say, like, West Virginia nip slip, that's also kind of like very mild, Very mild, yeah. But my answer for the most wholesome is without a doubt North Carolina. Bubble butt.
That's tried and true, standard,
You're just
deeply American. That's the correct search, is my point. That's accurate.
You may think it's a correct search, but it's not necessarily wholesome.
That is wholesome.
Okay.
It's like big bouncing boobies or something. Like that's a standard.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can do that and be like happy with the results. But if you type in fucking furry or you type in some weird shit.
Wait, this one, Tennessee, I didn't see giantess. That's funny.
I might put that for my weirdest.
That is strange.
I might put that for my weirdest.
I'm not trying to be biased here, but the fact that in Utah the #1 search is Mormon is very weird to me. Like that's not.
Yeah.
I have a hard time wrapping my head around that one. Also in Hawaii, the #1 search is Hawaiian.
Really?
Alaska sex doll kind of makes sense since you're like up there isolated. 20 hours of darkness.
Yeah, that does sound absolutely miserable.
That kind of lands.
Shout out to Illinois, ass eating, getting freaky deaky over there in Illinois. But yeah, no, I'm going for my weirdest. I think I'm gonna go. Maybe actually DC, because it's DC? Big ass cop.
Ooh.
Which actually leads me to believe maybe there was a specific video that people were searching for, like a mega viral individual porn video or something like that.
Could be.
But anyway, I think we can wrap it up on that. No, I'm going to stick with giantess or my weirdest.
Giantess.
I don't even really know what that means. Like, what do you want to have sex with a giant?
The one, like I said, the one that's throwing me for the loop the most is Mormon in Utah.
That is bizarre. It's just bizarre.
Yeah. Like this is what's around you. like huge Mormon population, and you're just searching what's there.
And there's nothing even dirty about. There's nothing dirty. It's like typing in Christian into a porn site. It's like, are you trying to read the Bible or are you trying to whack off? Like, what's going on here? Don't you have any other words? Like,
don't you have any other words?
Christian flashing, Christian whatever. I don't know. It's not just Christian.
One other thing they point out in this article before we move on, because this was heartening to me, is apparently there's been a huge surge in interest in granny-related porn and GILFs, grannies I'd like to fuck. So as I'm, aging, I appreciate
You are nowhere near granny level. What are you talking about?
I'll be there one day. It won't be that far
in
off.
like a decade. That's so far away.
I still appreciate the interest in mature content.
And I'll end on this here. So they have the top 20 countries by traffic for PornHub.
Yeah.
So obviously the U.S. is number one
Blows
by a
everybody
mile
out
and a
of the
half.
water.
We're straight like Michael Jordaning everybody else on this map. We're like more than double what anybody else it is watching on PornHub. But the number 2 country is the Philippines. Is right. That's very bizarre. I don't know what the population size of the Philippines is, but
it can also just be like where this site took off versus other sites. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that I would read too much into the country.
But
stats.
PornHub at this point is like the McDonald's of porn. You know what I mean? Like it's the go-to. Like there's a McDonald's on every corner.
Sites in other countries that are equally popular we just don't know about.
Well, anyway, so it's United States, Philippines, France, Mexico, UK, Japan. And those are like the top few right there. But anyway, there you have it. PornHub released more of these. I would like to see, because it would be funny to see, the actual list of the number 1 search in each state, which I'm sure exists. I know they released one like 5 years ago or something like that.
Because these are just compared to the other states.
Right, relative to other states, this state is into ass to mouth or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ass to mouth.
So anyway, enjoy that, guys.